Here in Sydney, Australia, there are thousands of British people who are very simply stranded. They were planning to fly back on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or indeed today, Tuesday, and they simply haven't been able to. I'm just looking across the apron. There's an Etihad and an Emirates aircraft there. Qatar Airways has also cancelled flights, of course, because of the shutdown of Gulf airspace. Now, the flights have resumed. Etihad had a couple of flights last night, and Emirates is planning to begin today, which is good news, assuming that there are no further shutdowns, given that President Trump has warned of yet more attacks on Iran. But if things do start getting back to normal, well, that's a good sign, but I fear it's going to get actually slightly worse before it gets better. That's because these airlines have pilots, planes, passengers, cabin crew stranded all over the place. And in order to get things back to a coherent schedule, it will take time. For instance, they don't want to send 500 people from here in Sydney to Dubai, only to find that there's no way of getting them onwards to London or Manchester. So if you are caught in all of this, it is going to be some days. I've been speaking to one passenger, Gillian Oliver from Leicestershire, who's a farmer who desperately needs to get back. She and her husband Alf have just spent £9,000 on new flights going via San Francisco, an extra couple of thousand miles, and that's in economy, not in the business class they were hoping for.
Relieved that we've actually got flights, but really, really angry, and I feel so sorry for all the thousands of Europeans that are probably panicking, that are over in Australia and New Zealand and in this area, that just are looking for flights home and can't find them, or they're just too expensive. Particularly young backpackers, you know, it's awful for them if they're on their own, particularly, and they haven't got the funds to be able to get flights back. I feel really sorry for them.
And how do you think this whole thing has been handled by the airlines, I guess by the government?
Not very well, I don't think, at all. We've had very little, from the airlines, so I imagine that everybody else is in the same boat, really.
Elsewhere, of course, there's still great concern about the 300,000 British people who are in the Gulf states, where the Foreign Office still has a do not travel warning in place. But at least if flights are resuming, I imagine that UK routes, particularly London Heathrow, will be prioritised because those simply have the largest number of people. But at the moment, people are still counting the cost. And talking to the kinds of passengers here, they are hundreds of pounds out of pocket. The airlines haven't been picking up the bill. They are having to do so. And I fear that they may find that they've fallen into this gap between where air passenger rights rules end and travel insurance begins. So I'm afraid another day of disruption. I very much hope that things can, at least by tomorrow, start going in the right direction and people getting back where they need to be.